Good morning. Welcome to AVNewsCast.com.
Morning.
It's Friday.
What?
Good morning. It's Friday, August 1st. It's 8:02 in the morning.
Why do you look at
And
me
it's
like
Friday.
that? Yeah.
I always look at you like that.
Oh, okay.
It's not a bad thing.
Okay.
It's a good thing. The sex offender that we talked about yesterday in Valencia, Yale Yerman, 71 years old, going to trial. Prosecutors yesterday offered him a deal.
Life?
Okay, and they said, here's what they said. The jury is going to come in an hour. Here's your deal. It's only good until the first juror sits their
down.
ass down in the chair.
All right.
Okay?
Should give him some sneakers and tell him to run.
And he accepted a plea deal. 12 years in prison.
12? Well, he's 71.
12 years.
That's life.
Pretty much. Okay? Previously, the last time he was sentenced, he was given 30 years. He served 15.
That's our system.
Okay? He has 19 previous sexual strikes on his record. They all took place from 1987 and prior. So that's when sex offender laws were much more lenient.
Okay, what year? What year was his last offense?
87.
87? And then everything else was like in the 70s?
In the 80s, but it was prior to 87.
Okay. Well, didn't we have the 3 strikes then?
No.
What year was that?
3 strikes? I don't know.
That was in the 2000s.
You know, people are so silly. They're just like, okay, all right.
He'd been out of prison about 10 years.
He's ready to go back.
He's always going. And he's not, he does look like a healthy guy, but I don't know, 71, that's going to be 81. That's...
No, but 71
86.
going to prison,
He'll
even
age
though
quick,
he
too.
knows, huh?
He'll age quick, too.
Yeah.
Right?
Every year has got to tack on at least 3 to your body.
Yeah. So he took that. He didn't want to go to trial.
Yeah, don't waste your time. I already know they're going to judge me. I got most of their kids at my house.
Right.
The pictures.
This gives him a glimmer of hope that he'll get out before he dies.
Here's the question, though: do they contact do they even try to find the parents of all these kids' pictures that he has?
I don't know. I would imagine so.
Okay.
I would imagine so.
Could you imagine getting that call saying that somebody took a picture of your child?
Yeah, I'd be flipped out.
Completely.
Totally flipped out. I would be very flipped out.
We went to Magic Mountain yesterday, and these idiot kids are presenting quite a picture for any kind of pedophile that wants to run around there. I don't know what's the matter with parents.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time, Jeff. I mean, I don't know.
There was a group of girls there wearing just barely more than a woman on a Brazilian beach.
Yeah, and how old do you think they were? Like 13?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There.
I would slap the taste out of my child's mouth. Write it down, DCFS. Slap the taste.
You would, too.
All the taste. They'd be like, dang. And when they're 21, they'll be like, I haven't tasted none since I was 13.
Wow.
All of it.
Oh, it's just unreal.
Did you see the guy yesterday who took a drone to the Hollywood LAPD facility?
Ooh.
Ooh.
He was parked outside.
That's some nerve.
Yeah.
Parked outside, turned the camera on, flew the drone up above the parking lot.
And they didn't even notice it, huh?
Oh, they noticed it.
Oh, they did?
They noticed it. And, it was amazing because it was very...
They probably couldn't shoot it down,
It was not shaky at all. It was... The footage was...
Did you like that, Jeff? Mm-hmm. Thank you.
The footage was really nice. Crystal clear. Okay? You can see everybody, and they've got a tall, 10-foot wall, so you can't see what's going on in there. And this exposed everything. You could see the guys coming in, being arrested, taken out of the car. You could see undercover cops.
That's dangerous.
That is dangerous.
Yeah, you don't want to
Okay?
do that.
No.
Yeah. You can
that's
also,
putting somebody's life on the
and
line.
another thing is you can see the private vehicles that cops are driving. And you don't really want to do that.
Because
In
you don't want
most
anybody to
cases-
retaliate on your stink butt when
Well, yeah,
you're pulling off?
depending upon, what you do, a lot of law enforcement, they just have paper plates on their car. But some do have their plates on there. Okay? Although it's going to be pretty hard because if you try to run the place on anybody that's a police officer, it just comes up with no address. Or it'll come up with County of LA. None of your business.
What?
Yeah.
So if a cop that's off duty hits and runs, and I write down his license plate, I won't be able to find out who it is?
You won't. Law enforcement can.
Oh, okay.
They can.
Okay.
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 That's also
If they
how
want
they
to.
know if they're about to pull somebody over and they run the plates. They know that it's law enforcement.
So then how did that one undercover cop end up murdered by another cop?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I know. That's
How could that...
maybe he didn't call the plate in. I don't know. But anyway, so LAPD came outside. This guy's flying his drone.
Okay.
He's on public property. The drone might not be. Okay, but
Well, it's in
anything-
public airspace.
Actually,
and
you
you know
own the air above your place.
you know what though? I looked into that. Okay, you do own a portion of the air above your place,
Okay.
and then above that, from let's say 100 feet to 500 feet, that's nobody owns that. Anything
Unless you buy
above
the building. Yeah.
above 500, the FAA owns.
Right. Okay, so where was he at?
But they were trying to come up with a way to arrest this guy.
Yeah, you know they were.
Okay. And they're looking at his monitor. They can see everything he's seeing. They could not. They were not happy. Okay, but they didn't arrest him.
What?
They didn't.
Santa Clarita made drones illegal. Did you see that?
Oh, they did?
They didn't arrest him. Now, some idiot. And this is kind of funny. And this is.
Did he say why he did it, though?
Yeah, he wanted to do it because he wanted to see what goes on in there, and the public should be able to know.
More power.
If you guys can spy on us, why can't we look at you?
Yeah, and you're a public servant. You're serving us. I get the idea that you need to protect the guys that are undercover and stuff, though. I totally get that. But we should be able to see the regular black and whites and how they pull the customers. Yeah, it's their customers. Out the car and put them in.
What they need to do is order a whole bunch of Abidac, like sun blocking screen stuff for above the open areas there.
Netting,
Yeah.
mesh net.
Mesh net.
That's what we should do.
That's
Yeah.
what they need.
Because you can't see through that stuff.
Well, yeah, and I have a feeling because of that,
You're welcome, Michael.
you're going to see some new laws really quickly. Really quickly. Somebody took a drone and tried to smuggle contraband into a maximum security prison.
Wow.
Okay? And what they did was they had this drone. Strapped onto the drone were drugs, cell phones,
Wow. A package, a care package.
the whole care package, right?
Yeah, and that's not the first time. And they've been able to do it successfully. Something happened this time.
Yeah, and this prison had 2 barbed wire fences. Okay, they made it over the first one, but it must have nicked a wing or something
Right.
on the second one. It came
Right.
down.
Right. Right.
They caught one of the guys. His name is Brenton Lee Doyle. He's 28. He is charged with drug possession and attempting to furnish contraband to inmates. They haven't caught the other people.
No. And he's going to be quiet. Because he will be dead if he drops a dime on the rest of the guys.
You got to, you know what? And what's he going to do? He's going to fly it into the yard?
Behind something, and then somebody else is going to go exercise, go take a run, pick up their package. Or the guard will do it. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Jones will go pick that up.
You could be right. This is the second time. A year ago, 4 guys were arrested for flying a drone into Georgia maximum security.
I mean, how expensive are these drones? Are they cheap?
$1,000 for a really good one.
Wow.
Really good one.
Boys and their toys.
We need one.
The one...
Michael has one, right?
Yeah, he's got a really good one. Okay? 4 propellers. Yeah. Yeah, he does. A really good one. Okay, so the 2 Americans that had become exposed to Ebola are being flown back to America as we speak.
Yep.
Okay? This is the first time we've ever allowed anyone in America.
We really need to do that.
I don't think it's the first time, right, Jeff? It's the first time we're letting the American people know that we're bringing an Ebola patient here.
Should we really do
that? Oh, we did it quietly before?
Oh, I'm sure Jeff?
Well, we did it quietly. How would you know?
Jeff?
Yeah, you slip them over to Plum Island and bleed them out and make cultures. And,
we do it. America's no sleeper, okay?
I'm sticking with the story that's the first time.
Yeah, because that's what you're supposed to.
Because it sounds better.
Really don't think we should do that.
What?
Atlanta, no less.
Yeah. Oh, CDC. Yeah, I don't want this stuff on our continent.
They have them. They have them in this like chamber.
Yeah.
Okay, in a plane.
And somebody's going to nick that, and all of a sudden the air pressure is going. Everybody in the plane. This is a movie in the making.
You need to read Hot Zone, Steve.
Yeah.
Just so you can get a feel for what this stuff actually is.
I mean, I want to read it again.
Yeah. Oh, I've gone through it like 5 or 6 times.
I actually went to Wikipedia and looked it up.
It's nothing like reading Hot Zone. Hot Zone breaks it down nanosecond by nanosecond.
Yeah, and it makes it real.
The cells.
You're just reading the didactic, formal, blah, blah, blah. This is first-person story.
Yeah.
Is Hot Zone a book?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it is.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah. Oh,
we've only talked about it a number of times.
Does it? I don't have the patience to read the whole book.
No,
I'll break it down into 2 pages so I can just get it.
No.
Just listen to the first chapter. I'll send you a link to the audiobook.
Yeah, give him the audiobook. Can you listen to that?
Yeah, I can handle that.
Okay.
I can fast forward through it.
I had to breathe in a paper sack when I first. Well, I had the hardback book and I was reading and I had to get a sack and breathe.
Nothing like your imagination in a good book.
Gross?
Oh my God!
It's not that it's gross. It's just serious.
Yeah.
And it's no joke.
You bleed out of every orifice.
Yeah.
Black stuff though. I mean, it was just nasty. And you're on a plane.
Yeah.
A plane. And someone sitting next to you got some black stuff coming out of them.
Wow.
Filling air sick bag after air sick bag, and they're starting to get soaked through. And
and now the pores are just, what the hell is that? What's wrong with you?
They yesterday.
I need to see in the back.
They rushed some experimental serum to them yesterday. Okay? And it arrived, and there was only enough serum for one person.
They knew that when it was being sent out.
So
they gave it to the woman?
Dr. Brantley said, I don't want it. Give it to Nancy.
And Nancy said, huh? What?
Dr. Brantley did take a pint of blood.
That's a man, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sacrificing his life.
Yeah,
perhaps.
that's a man, I think.
He did take a pint of blood from a 14-year-old boy who had Ebola, and he had cured the child.
Yeah.
So they felt that his blood was strong.
The antigens.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he did take a pint of that blood.
Well, I mean, like in the book, it doesn't necessarily have to kill everybody.
It's 90% though.
Yeah, but doesn't necessarily. I mean, you got to have some hope, Jeff.
It's that high. I thought it was only 50.
No. It depends on the strain you get.
Yeah.
Ebola Zaire is the worst.
Yeah. They're not talking about the strain that they're bringing to the U.S.
Yeah.
Lord,
no.
We're so done. Why would they bring them here?
I guess to get the best care.
Send somebody.
Yeah.
Well, they sent a Learjet to pick them up.
Okay, treat them on the jet and then burn it.
Yep. Hey, this stuff's no joke.
Treat them on the jet and then burn it. Because, I mean, come on. You know, we're human beings. People make mistakes. You know, you got the Ebola patient, but your husband been tripping, and you're a little careless, and oops, I forgot. You know.
Yeah, you got a needle stick, and that's all it takes.
I've gotten 2 needle sticks working as a nurse.
You stuck yourself?
Someone stuck me.
How does that happen?
Well, one time we were doing an epidural for this AIDS patient.
Oh, dear.
And he was getting a steroid injection.
So much for a husband for Angie.
And that's so funny. And I was working with the neurologist, and we needed to mix the steroid. The steroid was powder form. And so and he was sterile and I wasn't. So I was holding the vial of saline, and all he had to do was stick the needle in. It wasn't a vial; it was a ringer, lactase. It was a bag, and all he had to do is stick it inside and pull out some saline, and then put it in the bottle. And as he stuck it inside, it's like a cork. Mm-hmm. It went through the cork and into my finger.
Oh.
And immediately, I think we both turned white. And then he said to me very quietly, "It hasn't been anywhere else." And I said, "I know, but I'm leaving." And he said, "Okay." And he took the needle out, and I left the room. And then the second time, some idiot put a needle in a bio bag, and I picked up the bio bag to take it out, and the needle stuck me in the leg.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Both was dangerous.
Well, the needle hadn't been anywhere else.
Yeah, but it could have easily have went a different way.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is human nature, we're imperfect. We make mistakes.
I'm scared to death of blood.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he'll faint.
No, it's not that my own blood, yeah. But, no, anybody else's blood, I want no part of that. Because I know what can live in that blood, and I don't want... Mm-mm.
I was just thinking of that. Remember that one employee that cut themselves on the pallet rack? Did you see how much blood he left?
Yes.
That was so awesome. And people were losing it. I was like, I'll clean it up. Stop it. Look at it's Jell-O already.
We had to sell like a dozen pop-up tents at discount.
Really? That's what you say on the air. That's what you say. Oh. That was that get 10 free if you go to AVNewsCast right away. Just kidding.
Wow. Did you hear about the shotgun that fell off the back of an LAPD motorcycle yesterday?
No.
They can't find it.
Oh, of course not. They're not going to find that one.
Okay. Now the officer didn't even know he lost a shotgun.
Okay.
A car saw it happen and pulled up behind the officer about half a mile or a mile later and said, "Hey, your shotgun's back there." So he turned around and took off. Of course, when he got there, it's gone.
Yep.
So they put a perimeter all around this area.
I don't know why. It's gone.
Long gone.
And anybody walking down the street was getting thrown up against the wall, and we're searching everybody.
Thrown up against the wall. Why can't they just simply say, "Hey, you know what? Do you mind if we..."
Everybody.
Just thrown up. Look at that. That's
we are gonna
so
find
disgusting.
This shotgun.
You're not finding it.
No.
It's gone. Do you think that they put it in the closet next door? The perimeter? What? It's gone. It's 5 miles away by the time you turned around.
Mm-hmm. And those are good shotguns, too.
Yeah.
The good kind.
The good kind. Folding stock. Probably 8 rounds.
I don't know all of that, but I know that it's gone. It might be in this closed business right here. They might have closed up for business immediately. That video store.
Yeah, they can't find it.
Yeah, they're not finding it.
No, and during the search for the gun, they're searching in behind businesses. An officer got bit very severely by a dog. Had to get taken to the hospital.
Don't be in places you ain't got no business.
And still...
I'm surprised they didn't shoot the dog.
Yeah. Did you see the parents of the USC graduate? His last name is G. Yesterday on the news.
No.
They came here from China. This is the graduate that a week ago was murdered on his way home from a study group at USC. And 2 of the detectives, by the way, that you met with yesterday, they were heading up that investigation. Mm-hmm. And they literally stayed for 30 hours. They worked this case straight.
Wow.
For 30 hours. Because they had to catch this guy. And they did. They caught all 4 people that did it.
Well,
he was beaten with a baseball bat.
Okay.
So severely that somehow he made it back to his apartment, and then he bled to death.
Oh, he didn't even get to call paramedics?
No, no. His roommate found him. It was terrible.
But why this case must they...
Well, every case. Okay.
So why this case?
What do you mean?
You know, you just said they had to stay up 30 hours because they had to figure this one out.
Well, like the TV show 48 Hours, you have a certain window
Don't try to clean it up, Steve.
No,
I'm not.
it's true. If the first 48, yeah.
You
made it seem like this is something different than what they normally do. Like you said, they were up 30 hours.
Okay, well, let's just break it down for what it is.
Okay.
He's a Chinese student. If the Chinese think it's dangerous here, they're not going to come and have their babies.
Now,
and you see how Jeff? You see how it's easy for you just to say that, Jeff? Yeah. Steve was going to go around 9 bushes, up the side of the building, turn around, become Batman, Superman, and still not say the truth. That's all.
A spokesman for the family yesterday actually said that. Yep. Said, we've got a problem here. We have a lot of Chinese students. They come here and spend a lot of money.
We can have our babies in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And if you guys cannot protect the students here, we're just going to tell everybody in China, don't come here.
That's what it boils down.
Thank you.
Okay?
See, it wasn't hard, see?
I didn't get to finish.
No, Jeff laid it out. Jeff kind of forced your hand
I was going there.
No.
I just have to go around the block a few times before I pull in the garage.
But it's a shame because we won't pull out all the stops for our own people. But we will for others.
Yeah. Daniqua crawled into her dorm room.
Hello. They'd have been like, who you was messing with? Do you understand, John?
Yeah.
I mean, Steve?
I'm Steve. Yeah, I do. I do.
You agree, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I do agree. Since we're talking about our own people.
I wonder if they would have done all of that if the kid was from Jamaica. Say it with me.
If he was a promising bobsledder.
One of the alleged...
Stupid. He didn't get it.
One of the alleged suspects has been in this country illegally for 7 years.
Well, that does it. Send all those kids back.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It has no relevance.
Shower.
And what about the other ones?
Shower, inoculation,
born and raised in
Happy
America,
Meal,
right?
Ages from 16 to 19.
Born and raised here.
Right.
So, the relevance of one being illegal is what?
I'm just stating.
No, you just
Only because I was thinking his parents had a very difficult time coming here. Okay, they had a visa issue getting into America to attend their son's funeral.
That's not what you were saying.
I was just thinking about that. That's all.
Okay.
Hey, I forgot. Chuck Simons is a new grandfather.
Yeah.
Congratulations! Congratulations, Chuck. I saw yesterday no baby here, home birth or something like that.
Right. Last night, I think, about 9:30 at night.
Nice. So she had the baby at home?
Yes.
Nice. That's nice.
That's kind of primitive.
No, that's kind of
home birth?
That's kind of
Are you going to watch that reality show?
Which one?
Where they're going to have people birthing out in the wild?
Stop. I will watch it, yes.
Yeah. Out in the wild?
Yeah. And you have to bite your umbilical cord yourself?
Yeah, I got chewed off like a dog.
Yeah. Honey, that's you. I done had the baby. You going to have to bite the umbilical. I ain't doing that.
That's disgusting.
That's the new reality show they're working on.
I can't wait to see it. And
Making Afraid wasn't enough.
Yeah. And I watched that. My daughter's hooked on that show.
Really?
Have you seen Naked and Afraid?
I saw about 3 minutes of it.
I'd watch it more. They didn't blur it all out. What's the point of...
What, you got to see that stuff?
Why not?
Stuff. It's breasts. It's not stuff.
Okay.
I just look at them and I'm like, stuff is crawling in your parts.
Yeah, there's no barrier.
There's no way. There's no way. I mean, every time I watch it, I close my legs. I can't even take it.
Yeah, I'd get some liquid latex and push that stuff together so nothing. Yeah.
You know what?
He's telling the truth, though. It's just
Many people watch that show.
I think so.
Oh, yeah, it's fairly popular.
What channel?
Oh, I don't know.
Discovery.
I think maybe Discovery. I only catch it when I'm in Jasmine's room. She's watching it. And they're in horrific... I mean, one time they were in the bayou, and they were in the water for 2 weeks straight, in water.
Oh.
And snakes.
Croony.
Okay, and that's how you get a worm in your eye.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
That amoeba, and I get,
Okay.
Oh.
Did you watch that video?
I did. I watched it. Okay, and I was very surprised at the doctor's steadiness.
Because he sees it all the time.
Okay, with those tweezers.
It's just and then he laid the worm. It was a video that I saw on Facebook that I reposted, and I tagged Jeff and Steve because I needed them to see it. And this one patient was getting the worm pulled out their eye.
Oh. And it was,
it was long as all get out. And then the doctor lays the worm back on his eye. Did you see it yet, Jeff?
No.
Oh, you gotta
I didn't see that part.
Oh yeah, he takes the whole thing out and he lays it back on the eye. And
I can take, I can take stuff to the body, but any sort of maxillofacial, when you get to that area.
Oh, you gotta watch it,
I have
Jeff.
no stomach for it.
You gotta watch it.
But it wasn't in his eyeball; it was on his eyeball.
I mean, it was in his eye. You had to open. You had to cut.
Oh,
you had to cut to pull the snake out. It wasn't laying on his eye. It was in his eye.
Yeah, well, that's how you get it from swimming in.
Yep.
Lake or
Speaking of stupid things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys have caught this, but this new trend is going out with these kids now.
Fire.
Yeah.
If there's one thing you gotta have
stupidity.
A spoonful of cinnamon is one thing.
Lighter fluid?
They're using acetone. They're using alcohol. They're using nail polish remover.
When I was
this one kid said, "Go get the gasoline."
Oh, stupid!
When I was a little kid, a teenager, we'd put a little the deodorant stick on our pants leg and do that, and it would go out pretty quick, and it wouldn't get too hot. But
good Lord, deodorant stick will light up.
The clear kind, not like the white paste stuff, but like the mint and the green stuff. Yeah, I
just find it just. Why would you want to light yourself on fire?
And you know what? They're getting burned.
Badly. They are.
Well, we had a underground fort. Stupid kids. And one guy goes, "Hey, look what I can do!" And he just rolled back on his back and whipped his pants down, and he got his lighter out. We've all seen that trick, but you're not supposed to whip the pants down. And
I haven't seen that trick.
No, tooting on the lighter. Well, watching the being part of the Blue Flame Club.
No,
he'll explain it to you.
Yeah, but he pulled the pants down, which was you're not supposed to do that, and it was pretty good volume of gas, and it actually burned up inside of him, and we had to be the ones to call the paramedics and explain the situation while he's screaming out there in a hole in the desert. Idiot.
I saw one video. The mother was actually filming the child.
Why?
About to light herself up.
And did he light himself up?
Oh yeah.
Was he burned bad?
No.
No.
It was the funniest thing ever because the kid has shorts on and he's pouring alcohol on his chest, and then he's trying to light it. So as he's trying to light it, the alcohol is going down his chest, and then it's touching his private parts.
Oh.
So he's burning. So then he dunks himself in the bathtub because he's standing in a bathtub, and the mother's laughing because she's like, "Of course it's gonna burn. What are you thinking?" She's like laughing at him because I really kind of think that she thought he wouldn't have the nerve to do it. Although I still wouldn't do it. Mm-mm. So he's he dunks himself, he cools it down, he stands up. Now he's trying to do it again. He does it again, and he burns himself again. So he's under the water, but he's determined to do this. So he gets it, and he really goes at it, and he burns himself, but he just falls into the water, and it is hysterical to watch, because the reality of yourself burning up becomes immensely clear the minute the flames take over. And so these kids are taking their clothes off. They're just so stupid. One kid, it was 2 girls in their bedroom on the wood floor.
Oh.
And here they are throwing alcohol or whatever it is, lighter fluid, whatever. And they're like, "Come on, hurry up and do it." And they're just sitting down like this with a gallon of water next to it, like. And all of a sudden, the room just it just blows up.
What happened to reading a book?
I think it's stupid.
It is so stupid.
There's another trend that's going on. Have you seen where these kids hyperventilate?
Yeah.
And then you stand against a wall and somebody pushes really hard on your chest?
That's nothing.
That's not new, though. Jasmine said she did it.
No,
What?
back in
I was like, I would choke you today.
7th grade. When I was in 7th grade, in the early 80s, they were doing that.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it? They compress your heart?
Yeah.
So you pass out?
No, they're pushing on your chest so that your lungs don't have the opportunity to, get the oxygen, so you pass out.
That's just stupid stuff.
It's stupid. And then you see the kid going down, and the other one's like, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah.
Like, she's having fun now because she's passed out.
My son does that one time.
Well, you won't know.
You know what?
That's the thing, though.
Man.
Yeah, it doesn't leave
This
a mark.
is stupid.
It doesn't leave a mark, yeah.
Really, really dumb stuff.
Now, you can't come home all burnt up saying, I don't know how I got that, mama.
Republican gubernatorial challenger, Neil Kashkari,
Oh, yeah.
for the last week, has decided he wanted to experience what it's like
Oh, Lord.
to live on the streets for a week. So he has been in Fresno
Fresno.
for a week. Fresno. Sleeping on
What?
park benches. parking
Skid Row
lots.
was too good for him?
Well, somebody made that reference, okay, and said, hey, you should have gone down to Skid Row.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fresno.
Because that's the homeless capital of America.
Do they have homeless in Fresno?
They do.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And he documented his last week. And yesterday he put up a YouTube video. Okay. It was cut together pretty well. A 10-minute video. He wants to be able to talk to people on their level.
Homeless don't vote.
Hear me out, though.
Okay.
But we have issues. We've got homeless issues. You need to get people more involved with the problem.
Yeah, you don't see Jerry Brown stepping out of his hemp tower. And
Oh, no,
going
you
out
won't
there.
see that.
No.
It's not Ivory.
I heard it's not good on the street. That's what he'll say.
Well, it can't. Right. That it's not good.
Okay, so what did Kashkari?
They actually reached out to Jerry Brown for a comment on what Neil Kashkari has done. And there's not even a comment.
Yeah, I got it. I got this. I don't even need to.
Well, what's he going to
anything.
say? I was scheduled to go down next week? What are you going to say?
No, they just wanted, hey, what do you think about what he did? You think that was a good thing?
He can't
think
knock
it was a publicity stunt?
He can't make a comment. What
doesn't have to.
good thing could he say?
Right, so it's just no comment, which makes it a non-issue. So no one pays attention to it. Kashkari's behind in the polls by like 20 to 30 points.
Ooh.
Okay?
Ouch. But he's probably more in touch than others.
When it comes maybe to that.
It may be more than just that. Because he's seeking out trying to understand the other man's position or the other man's plight, it seems. He's seeking it out.
We got to give him props for that.
You got to give him props for that.
We actually talked before this stuff was this. Jeff and I talked about this. I kid you not, about 4 years ago, doing something very similar to this in the Antelope Valley.
Oh, you guys are going to do it?
Yeah, and maybe not living on the streets, but talking to these people and trying to get an understanding of their story and what led them there.
There's this encampment I see that every time I go by it, I really want to go over there. And
I'm surprised you haven't, Jeff, honestly.
Me too.
There are some that prefer to be on the streets, okay? Okay, they can't deal with some of the responsibilities and other things.
Yeah, I get that. I've heard that too.
And during the housing crisis, a lot of people lost their homes and ended up on the streets or in hotels or whatever.
Cars.
Yeah, but I thought it would be very interesting to talk to them and try to get their story, okay, and what they're going through, and then gain a better understanding of how maybe you can help. Because I'm thinking you could break it down into a half a dozen different categories.
I don't think it's a half a dozen.
Okay. You think it's greater or less?
I think it's less.
Okay, well, maybe.
I think the implosion of homeless people happened when they decided to close all the mental facilities. Because my very first job as a nurse was at Olive View in the mental department, in the ER for psych ward. Yeah. And everybody was 5150.
I'm surprised I was never there.
Lord. Everybody was just homeless. Every homeless person was a not so homeless person. They weren't being picked up and they were like, oh, just lost my house 9 months ago. Nope, they were all loons.
Really? A lot of them habitual drug users?
No, loons.
No,
Really?
Yeah.
Unmedicated
Well-
schizophrenics.
Unmedicated schizophrenics.
Well, Kashkari claims that in order to be able to address the problem and understand the needs, you got to be there, okay? You
Yeah.
got to be there. You got to talk to them. You got to
Walk
live
a mile in
with
the
them.
shoes, yeah.
You know, you got to do that, okay? Then you're better equipped. I don't know.
I think
Now-
it's great, and I think that he should. I think that officials should start with the homeless, and then go one up, and then go one up, and then go one up, and then you'll have a clear perspective of the needs of the people.
You got like somebody like Jerry Brown. He hasn't walked the streets, from across from the car to a McDonald's in 40 years. He's
No.
shuttled everywhere in a Lincoln.
Yeah. Well, he just
no
feels
idea.
like I don't know.
It's probably an electric Lincoln, but still.
Well, okay, let me ask you a question. There's a congressional candidate debate, a forum, today at 1 o'clock. Tony Strickland against Senator Steve Knight. Both are running for the 25th Congressional District. Okay. One of the issues is the needs of veterans. Okay. Now, Neil Kashkari lived on the street for a week so he could gain a better understanding of the issues that the homeless people face. Okay. So between these two candidates, okay, one is a vet and one has never served in the military. Would you say the vet has a better understanding and is more in touch with what the veterans' needs are?
Yes.
I would too.
But I would say that we need to be careful making those generalized assumptions. If you don't walk the walk, you won't know it. Because Steve Knight can speak to women issues, and he's not a woman.
No, I understand that. I know.
So what I'm saying is
Steve
you got to
Knight
be
is the veteran.
Yeah, I get
Right.
that. I get
Yeah.
that. But I'm just saying you still have to be careful about being very cut and dry. Like, if you're not this, then you can't speak to that.
well, you
No,
don't
no,
say
I'm
you
not
can't
saying that.
speak to, but who would have a deeper understanding?
Okay, well, then neither one of them can have a deeper understanding for women issues?
No, that's not what
No,
I'm
but they
saying.
can speak to it, but they've never had a period.
I just think it's dangerous to
I know I know that there's cramps, there's bloating, there's there's pain. I know all that stuff, but I've never had one.
Right,
Crazy
So
news
I
things.
know some, but I don't know
right.
as much.
And I think that Steve Knight that's an easy choice.
I've spent
Okay.
many an
Oh,
hour
I like,
rubbing.
thanks for saying that. Okay, and who could better address the needs of? And I'm not talking homeless. I'm talking the residents, the community of the Antelope Valley.
And someone that's from the Antelope Valley, it makes sense. It's a no-brainer.
Right.
It is a no-brainer, but I
It is a
guess
no-brainer.
people got a challenge.
Well, that's today. If you're
I mean, this is going to
interested
be
in
his,
going,
Strickland's second time up here, right?
what was the first time? Baseball game? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This might be the third.
Okay.
Maybe he's driven through.
Yeah.
It's today. It's at 1 o'clock.
Pass through on the way to Vegas.
The location is the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers. The address is 39047 North 10th Street East in Palmdale. It's at 1 o'clock. So if
thought
you're
you were-
interested, you got to go.
I thought you were going to say International House of Pancakes. I got that new Tuscan Scramble. That looks
No.
got
I wasn't
basil
gonna
in
say
it.
that.
Anything with basil in it.
So, if you're interested, you got to go to that. An interesting story. We were talking about yesterday or the day before. We talked about Deborah Harrell. She was the woman in South Carolina who worked at McDonald's, let her daughter go to the park.
Yeah,
Okay?
poor thing.
Okay, and could be facing 10 years in prison, right?
Yeah, that's too much.
Here's an interesting story. Mother by the name of Nicole Gainey, 34 years old, lives in Port St. Lucie, Florida. She gives her son, who's 7, permission to go to the park. Okay? And about twice a week. He has a cell phone. It's the park it's right by his school, and he normally rides his bicycle, okay, to school.
He's 7?
He's 7. Okay?
Okay.
He's 7.
Okay.
It's a little young for me.
He goes to the park about twice a week, and he's always regularly, every hour or so, he's checking in with his mom. He has a cell phone. in a special case that she made. It's around his neck, so he can't drop it or anything.
No.
All right? Anyway, last Saturday afternoon, she gave him permission to go to the park. And on the way to the park, he passed a woman. And the woman said, where's your mom? And the little boy didn't want, he was a little afraid. He didn't want to talk to the woman. Mm-hmm. So he just ran to the park. Mm-hmm. The woman called police. Mm-hmm. All right? Mm-hmm. Police went to the park. They spoke to the little boy. He's 7. They asked him questions. What's your address? He knows his address perfectly. Okay? What is your mom's cell phone number? He knows the number.
Here, talk to her.
What's your cell phone number, okay? Mm-hmm. And he said, I just spoke to my mom, and actually I have to go. Dinner's going to be ready soon, and I told her I'm on my way home. Mm-hmm. Okay? The police officer said, when were you born? And that was a tough question for him to answer.
He doesn't know his birthday?
Didn't know the year.
Oh, okay.
All right? Okay. Anyway.
But he knows how old he is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Police officer put him in the car and brought him back to Mom. Mm-hmm. Okay? Pulled up in the driveway and started talking to Mom and said, guess what? You're under arrest for child neglect. Mom gets handcuffed.
You know,
okay?
We're just so stupid.
Mom gets handcuffed in front of the little boy, okay? Mm-hmm. Mom is taken to jail. The 7-year-old is left with his older sister, who's still a minor. Mm-hmm. She's 17.
But old enough to watch him.
Yeah. But old enough to watch him, okay? Left there. Mom is taken to jail. She is booked on felony child neglect, all right? Has to get bailed out, okay? Cost her $3,700, so it was a $40,000 bail, at 10%. Prosecutors want to prosecute her.
We're so twisted.
She faces 7 years in prison.
And how is that of benefit to who?
Okay. Now, she met yesterday with people from the Florida Child Services.
Oh, Florida!
Okay. Yeah. This is Florida. She met
Y'all
yesterday.
People better move out of there.
They understand what's going on, and they're saying from our perspective, we would elect to drop all charges. Okay? From our perspective. But we're not the prosecutor.
Yeah.
Okay? And no prosecutor has been assigned to the case yet. She's got a hearing coming up. She's had to hire an attorney.
This is the thing about it. I don't know of the legal age that it's acceptable for your child to go to the park.
Yeah.
I don't know what the legal age is. I know what my mother compass is telling me is okay, and that's what I go with. But do you know what the legal age that your kid can go to the park?
No.
Well, just a little.
Who does?
Just a personal example. Frank has a friend that lives in a nearby apartment complex, and he wants to go over there to play. I take him over there. He's 13. I take him over there, and I see him go into the apartment. I went over to get him, and he's walking out, getting ready to meet up with me, and a guy with a cast on his arm says he's having a hard time getting in the car, asking Frank if he could help him out with it.
Ooh.
And Frank was walking his butt over there. I said,
Poor
Frank,
baby.
Come with me. But he needs help. I said, Frank, come with me.
Let me help him.
Yeah.
Did you go help him?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I said, now,
I should punch you in your face.
during the walk home, I said there was a man in the 70s named Ted Bundy.
Yep.
And there's at least, they could say around 60 women, maybe more, that he killed. I said, how do you think he did that, Frank? I don't know. He had a cast on his arm, and he was trying to lug something and made girls feel sorry for him, and then he clocked them with it, and that was it.
Yeah, it was a suitcase or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, a couple of times he was trying to get a bicycle up on top of his VW.
Silence of the Lamb.
Yeah, that's where they pulled it from. That's Ted Bundy. So, yeah, I said, Here's the thing. It's good to help somebody. It really is. But you got to know you can take them.
But the other thing is...
You got to know you can take them if worse comes to worse.
Yeah. But the other thing is, what kind of idiot adult asks a little kid to help him?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? That's why I was asking you if you clock them. Because I would say to you, why would you ask a kid to help you?
You can't go around clocking people.
I just asked.
This is my frying pan.
Okay,
Right.
So anyway.
Got it in my pocket.
So now, Nicole Gainey, now she's got to go to court and deal with all this stuff. But her son, Dominic, who's 7,
It's traumatized.
he feels as though he got his mom in trouble.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So he doesn't even want to go outside anymore.
No.
Okay?
No.
He's not leaving his mom's side.
No.
Okay?
That's
He's not
terrible.
going outside.
And do they think about that? No.
No.
He doesn't even want to play in the driveway in front of the house
No.
anymore.
And he's not going to want to talk to the police
Nothing.
ever.
Nothing.
No.
Here's the thing, though. At 7, well, okay, my son walked to the boulevard the other day to go to the deli and get a sandwich, okay? It's a block, all right? That was first time. I had a hard time with that a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
I kind of did, okay? Although he's as tall as I am, okay, still, I had a hard time.
Yeah,
At 7 years old, though?
Yeah.
No, because when my son was 7, we put gates around the front of the house and in the driveway so that he could play in the front yard, and I know he's not going to get stolen. Mm-hmm. So, and school's only 2 blocks away then. I'm certainly not letting him go to the park.
Right.
Okay, I'm not. At 12, he could not
But
walk 2 blocks to school.
But the thing is, what's in these people's head that punishment fits that crime? I mean, for me, I don't know why it's even something that we have to discuss. You just leave the kid alone. You let the kid go home. You watch him go home. Then you ring the doorbell and you say, "Here's a citation. You're being cited for that." Then you give the parent classes, and maybe you watch her for 6 months to a year to see if she's changed the way she handles things. But you don't traumatize a child. Take the mother that, she just made a bad decision. I don't know too many people that would do that. My 9-year-old grandson wants a cell phone, and he keeps asking, well, why can't I have it? And I'm like, because you're not old enough for me not to always know where you are.
Yeah.
Right.
When you're old enough for me to not know where you are 24/7, that's when I can see you needing a cell phone. But there's no you got an iPad, you got a tablet, you got all this crap, boy. You're not getting a phone.
Right.
So, at 7 years old, your baby should never be not next to you. But she was just stuck on stupid. But she wasn't intentional. It wasn't like she was drinking on the couch and was like, yeah, get away from me.
Right.
She had a system that she thought was a good one.
Maybe Port St. Lucie is like Mayberry. And
No, that's silly.
I don't know. But now what's interesting is the arresting officer in his report, he also stated that in and around this park, okay, we have a lot of sexual predators. Okay? Registered sex offenders.
Well, she's not supposed to know that. Or she doesn't. Obviously, she doesn't know that. She doesn't know that there's Megan's Law, that she can go check it out.
I'm sure she does now.
Yeah, she does now.
Okay? I'm sure she does now. But to go prosecute somebody like that, I don't know. It doesn't.
And how about go a step further? You have a 17-year-old daughter. That's your job. Take your brother to the park.
Yeah, there you go.
That's your job.
Get your butt off the telephone.
Take your phone with you. Mm-hmm. Take your brother to the park twice a week.
Yeah.
17?
I hear you. Yeah.
Please. You taking your brother with a smile on your face.
Yesterday, the CIA made a public apology during hearings yesterday for going in without authorization and searching through all the senators' computers looking for information.
Wow. They must not have found them.
Well,
it would have been a different public announcement, right?
Yeah. CIA, John Brennan admitted that they did it. Okay? They made a mistake. They shouldn't have done it.
You didn't make a mistake.
Okay.
You were trying to find something that could justify what you did.
They were trying to find stuff. There's no question about that. They definitely were.
But it wasn't a mistake. You knew what you was doing when you was walking in there.
The CIA was putting together a 6,000-page document, okay? And they needed classified information. And that was the way for them to get it.
How?
Okay?
We just live in a country of just...
Now, think about this, though. You know that there's, like, extreme firewalls and all this stuff, right? Okay? And if they could do that, imagine what they're doing with us.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with it, though. I mean, they could watch us, and, you know, for all intents and purposes, why not check the senator's stuff without warrant? I mean, they're public servants to us.
Government computers.
Check the police stuff, too. Not the police officers, please, but somebody else. You know, I mean, I get all of that, and you could definitely monitor my stuff. If it keeps us all safer, then monitor away.
Have you ever looked up, if you go to Google and you look up stingray?
The fish?
No. It's very interesting. It's a private cell tower, okay? Let's say, for instance, you have an idea that there is some illegal activity going on in a location, right? The police department, okay, sets up this stingray in that location, right? Okay? Now, everyone's cell phones are no longer going off the cell towers. They're now going to the stingray.
So they're collecting everybody.
Okay? They can listen to conversations. They can look at the numbers that are coming in and going out. Okay?
And they're doing that all the time now.
And it's warrantless. Okay?
That's not right.
It's warrantless. Currently, around the country, there are about 40 different law enforcement agencies that utilize this.
That means that there's 120.
Okay? You should look it up. 2 of the law enforcement agencies that possess more than one of these, L.A. County Sheriff's Department, Los Angeles Police Department.
Of course.
And it's called Stingray. It actually, it was invented several years ago.
But can they use it against their... Can they use it?
Well, actually, it's legal.
How is that legal?
It is legal. And it's warrant. Now, there's a big argument about it because you're supposed to need a warrant to obtain that.
Yes.
Okay? You're supposed to. But they're not obtaining it from anyone. Okay? They're just pulling information out of the air. Okay? But
and they'll get a warrant when Johnny comes in and he's looking a little crazy. That's when they'll get it. And then they'll rewind all the tapes and find all of his stuff.
But you have no idea, okay? Because if you're just a normal person and you're making phone calls, your phone calls are being redirected through Stingray.
Yeah, I could see
in
it.
and out.
That's America, the great.
It's really kind of interesting. It really is.
It's invasive.
They're trying to reduce crime.
Is it working?
In some cases, yeah.
Come on now.
In some cases, it is. In other cases, no. Do I have a problem with it? I don't know.
Jeff has a problem with it.
I do.
Yeah. He's probably looking up Stingray right now.
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, in all honesty, what about the sleeper cells? You know, we shouldn't have any sleeper cells if we got this Stingray thing. Because they should be on top of all of that kind of stuff.
Well,
they're not looking at the right stuff.
But you have to. It has to be set up in a location, and its circumference is not as wide as you think. Okay, because I mean, here in the Antelope Valley, you travel 5 miles and you've moved cell towers. Okay, so it can't grab everything from a state. It's just going to grab everything from maybe within a mile.
Well, stingrays need to go to Missouri and little out of the way spots that nobody would normally want to live. And look for the new move-ins, because who moves there?
Well, they have them in Seattle,
right?
and yeah, they've got them around. I was talking to a guy on the phone yesterday who has an 1,100-acre ranch in Rio Grande,
nice.
In Texas, which is right where all the immigrants are coming through. And I asked him, "Hey, is it crazy down there?" He said, "You wouldn't even believe it." You wouldn't even believe it. It used to be, okay, when people would come onto our farm, we would meet them with weapons because they were going to either steal our cattle, steal our sheep. They were going to do something. Mm-hmm. Now, we've got hundreds of people crossing through our property every single day.
Wearing out the grass.
Every single day. No, he said they go out there, they take a dozen cases of water bottles. Okay?
I just say, as long as you keep it moving. Keep it moving.
They put them down, like you would drop, popcorn in a trail. They put them down in a certain trail that leads them off the property. This is how they're getting them off the property. Okay?
Yeah.
Pick this one up, and this one leads you to that one, and that leads, and now you can go over to the Jones property, because I don't want you on my property.
Dang. And then the Jones got bread.
Okay.
And there's a loaf of bread every mile or so. Over to the, the next one. And there's peanut butter. And the Latinos are like, peanut butter and the bread? What's that for? Where's the beans?
Maybe eat the trail leads all the way to Customs and Border Patrol.
That's funny.
On the Hill yesterday in Washington, the FCC was holding a hearing yesterday with Verizon. Because Verizon has decided that if you have the unlimited data service,
if you're grandfathered in, yours will be the only service now that we are going to throttle. Mm-hmm. Okay? And we are going to slow down your service. And the FCC says, you can't do that.
Yeah, dirty.
Verizon says, well, we can. The FCC says, no, because what you're doing is you're going to throttle them down so much
that they can't.
That they dump that policy and go back to another policy.
Yeah, and that's not right.
Okay. Do you have unlimited, Jeff?
No.
No. On Verizon, if you have unlimited and say it's time for your plan to renew and you want to get a new phone, you can keep your unlimited data, but you must pay full retail for the phone.
Oh.
They're going to get you one way or the other.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's why Sprint's starting to look kind of interesting to me.
So when you take an iPhone that's running unlimited data and take one that has a data plan of 2 gigs a month and you test the speed, the one on unlimited data is 40% slower.
Wow.
Yeah, they figure out, they're going to get us.
Well, I sent you that article about Apple slowing down the older phone. I'm starting to notice a lot of weird stuff now on mine.
Oh, yeah, of course, come on.
My Facebook is crashing all the time.
Yep, that's Apple and or Verizon saying it's time to upgrade.
Yep.
Okay, because my phone is just, I'm having problems too.
Yeah.
But I'm riding it out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of losing the spark with Apple.
There's something the matter with you. Okay, I'm just telling you, in all aspects. No.
What?
You're just a mess.
What's the matter with what?
We're out of time.
Which was that comment about?
Now you're going to
losing the spark with
Apple? I'm just because I just think everything's done. Jobs is dead, and there's no.
I read another article. Somebody, an economist, is predicting within 2 years their Apple's obsolete.
Yeah, there's no fire. There's no passion anymore.
No. Oh, you guys are so wrong.
Let's see what the rollouts are.
You'll see.
Okay. All
right. What new thing? What incredible thing?
Right. It has to be something incredible.
They're making between 80 and 90 million phones.
Okay.
Right now.
But there needs to be something incredible.
But you know what? Other phones are doing other
incredible
different form factors and different all kinds of features built in, and it's not just
I'm telling you.
wait so long. Apple with the one device. This long. I mean, a lot of stuff changes in the time between one iPhone is put out and another one comes out.
Exactly. Tell him, Jeff.
Okay, you just wait, all right? Yeah. We are out of time. Don't forget there is a DUI checkpoint tonight.
Yes.
In Lancaster.
You mean
Don't
license check?
Don't be stupid.
DUI driver's license check.
Okay.
All right? Have a wonderful day. We'll be back on Monday.